Hi, I'm Christina.
I'm Maja from Goodreads, and welcome to a new video.
So, as you can see, today we're doing our January wrap-up. Maja did brilliantly. Like, she just went there this month.
I love how we made a goal of like reading less books, and then I read so many.
Yes. So, I'll start. I read six books, 3 of which I will not be talking about because they're part of projects that are coming up like soon, very soon. So you will hear about them very soon. And Maja, what books did you read?
Oh, you read one more. You read one more.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. So 3. The other 3 are a horror short story collection. I'm so confused. 2 paranormal romances, 1 contemporary romance, and 1 SF. Those are the 6. But
all right.
Okay, I'm confused. Just Maja, please take this.
I've read 14 things. So 5 of those I can't talk about because it's part of projects we're doing. I read 3 books with dinosaurs. I read 4 science fiction romance books, and then I read 2 contemporary holiday romances, things that are like under 100 pages. That's why a high number of things.
Very cool. So, shall we start?
All right. So I read 3 books with dinosaurs: Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, and Jeff Jones's The Dinosaur 4. I do have a vlog of this. I filmed myself reading them, and you can hear my thoughts on those books. Loved Jurassic Park as always. Was very pleasantly surprised by The Dinosaur 4. Not a big fan of The Lost World, the classic one. I mean, that wasn't a surprise to me. Yeah, so you can check out the vlog. It's going to be somewhere around there.
So one thing we can mention that is part of the project, and that is, because we mentioned it already, and that is Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. This is the first book in the Great Coat series. So just very shortly, this is the story about Falkio, Brasti, and Kest, who are part of the Order of the Great Coats, who are kind of the king's magisters, until the king gets killed by the dukes. And now they're living in a world where they're basically called tattercoats, and they're really just not liked. And we follow them as they are hired to kind of protect a lady and take her to a town.
Yes.
And that's basically it, because like we'll have an in-depth review, like a standalone in-depth review. So I think that's enough. But I can say we both really liked it.
Second read for me. Yeah. Very cool.
Isn't it the third?
No, that one's the second read.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I just noticed your Wally thing. Oh. Sorry. Look at her Wally thing. How cool. All right.
I get it. Okay.
All right.
So, you're next.
Okay, so I'm gonna bunch all my SF romances in one chunk because they're all part of the same universe, all by the same author. So I read, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 books by Ruby Dixon. These are books from the Risdaverse series. I don't know how to say it, so I read most of them. Nothing of that was on audio. So basically they are When She's Ready, When She Purrs, When She Dances, and something called the Risdaverse Tales, which is basically a collection of all the other books. I only have 1 book left in the series to read, and then I'm
wow.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, all these books follow a similar plot line. You have a human. So in the Ruby Dixon's literary universe, humans are being taken from Earth into the universe and to be sold as sex slaves. So in these stories, we follow a bunch of humans who are sort of placed on a refugee planet for humans, where they're given a plot of land to be farmers. And because when they are there are some people who want to take advantage of them, so they all have to like find an alien husband so that other people will leave them alone. So you have various ways of
women.
them.
Like women are sold as sex.
Yeah.
Or
only women. Because apparently humans are something of an exotic thing in this amongst the aliens and stuff.
Because he said humans, and I thought it was like both men.
No, just women.
Okay.
So basically, throughout the books, the women find their husbands in very different and amusing ways, and then they get it on, and it's fun. And you read about their romance and how basically each of the characters trying to convince the other that they should be together and so on.
You didn't find it boring because of the like.
No, because each alien was a No, there were a couple of different aliens, but the stories themselves were different. So in one story, we have a woman who is actively pursuing this new alien that came to the planet, who is like he's a soldier, but he's there to be a policeman. So he's very by the book, and he's like, he doesn't really get that she's trying to flirt with him. So then there's one that hires a bounty hunter to find her a husband, and it just goes in completely different ways. And
That's very cool.
They were really entertaining and really fun reads, and I used them too because I had a lot of like big books and stuff that I like had to read. So I used those as a palette cleanser to sort of like, okay, let's read something that doesn't require a lot of concentration and so on, just fun and just lighthearted. And also I know I said I was going to read a buzzword reading challenge with only like pure sci-fi books, but I did not. I ran out of time and I couldn't read mine. So I'm going to use any of these because the buzzword reading challenge for January was to read a book that has a WH word, so who, what, when, why, and whatnot. So most of these start with when, so I'm putting them as book for this challenge.
That's really cool.
All right.
Okay, so to continue on the train of SF, but without the romance part, I read Ursula K. Le Guin's The Left Hand of Darkness. This is the fourth book in the Hainish cycle, and I have to say immediately that I think I had a problem because I didn't read the first three books, because you immediately get put into this world without any backstory, and the author doesn't really give you much in terms of who our character, like, she tells us who our character is in the context of the plot line that is in this book.
Okay.
But you don't actually get the background to his planet. There's just a bit of storytelling, like that world building.
Was this a body read?
Yes, oh my gosh, thank you. This was a buddy read with the wonderful Shannon from That's So Poe. I will link her down below.
Because I'm thinking, like, why did you read a book that's number 4 in the series if it's not, like, for something completely, like...
No, I bought this because I've always wanted to, like, test if I would like Le Guin's writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually really did. Her writing feels like every sentence is deliberate and it has a point and it has something to say. The book overall is more, I think you wouldn't like it like at all, because it's more of an anthropological exploration of worlds and people, and how people in the same, like on the same planet, evolve differently depending on their religion, their type of governance, their gender, how when
Hey, why is the book called The Left Hand of Darkness?
Oh,
is that a spoiler?
No, it has to do a lot with their religion.
Okay.
Because one of the religions in the book is based on Taoism, Buddhism, the play on light and dark, yin yang. So like the left hand of darkness.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Anyways, so this is the story of Genli, who is an envoy from this kind of.
I think you're talking about Dawn now.
No.
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 Two people until recently strangers find themselves on a long torturous and dangerous journey.
Yes, I know what I'm talking about.
Right,
so this is about Genli, who is from an alliance of planets, and he comes to this other planet, offering the planet to kind of join their alliance. Okay. And here he is mostly connected to one of the, like, a prime minister of sorts of one of the countries. That is the two people.
All right.
So we have Genli and what's his name? Oh my god! I literally finished it this morning, and it doesn't say. Okay, Estraven. Okay, I remembered Estraven. It's Estraven. And basically, at some point they get to a place where they have to pass like this big ice. I don't know how to call it. Like this just
is
giant
it a mountain? Is it a field? Is it
everything. Like it's
continent,
like
island.
No, it's just like
landscape,
like all just icy, snowy. There's mountains, there's like valleys, there's everything, but everything is in ice, because this particular planet is called in Genli's language, winter, because it's always cold, which is also something that the author reflects on, how they're like how the people there are quite slower, like they don't hurry anywhere because they like understand that it's more important to do it right than quickly, because of the snow and everything, you don't really get a repeat. And just there's like I felt like I missed so many things.
Okay, because you didn't read the first 3.
No, not that because of that. It deals with so much. I'm telling you, like religion, race, gender, type of governance, miscommunication and misunderstanding between cultures, because generally, I don't know. And Esteban at first don't understand each other, and basically Genli, he totally misunderstands Esteban's actions, because Esteban lives in this society which is very honor based, and you always have to honor people, so they're kind of talking in gloves and stuff like that. And through the course of the book they get to understand each other. Like the main thing why this book is so like known and important is because it talks about gender, because the people on this planet, Winter, are actually genderless. They have this point where they're continuously without gender, and then they just have like kind of this point called Kemer, where they become sexually mature, and they can either take on a male or female role. So anybody can, like conceive a child, like you can be both a father to some children, a mother to other children. So this is also this is explored at what point, like really in depth, how this works. And it was important because the book was written in the 60s when
people didn't talk about that then.
Yes, and that's why it was I read somewhere that the LGBTQ community really find it a seminal work, because it's the first time where somebody in the book was saying it doesn't matter what your gender is, we're just people, and stuff like that. So that was like a big thing, but I really liked it. I would like to read it in like 10 years when I'm probably smarter and I can get more from it. So yeah, but I would definitely try something else of Liquids, because the writing was really spectacular. Really, just for the writing, I would read it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I made this really long. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. You enjoyed the book. That's great.
Yes.
Okay. So the next book I want to talk about is I read Christmas Romance. Basically, Riley Marie made a video recently. I will leave it somewhere.
I thought it was hers. I watched that.
Like steamy book recommendations, where she talked about the best steamy romance books that she read last year, and then I just basically downloaded a bunch of those and I read them. So one of those was Dipped in Holly by, what was her name? Dana, and I don't know how to say this. How would you say this last name? Isley? We will
maybe.
You'll see the cover, so you'll see. Basically, this is I think under 100 pages, a story about Holly, who is in a bar with her boyfriend, and he breaks up with her in front of his friends because he's a jackass, and then she's all like sad and stuff. And she attracts the attention of the bar's owner, Nick, and they basically get it on after, everything happens. It was really good Christmas month. I never read anything like holiday themed. So I was like, okay, what could this be about? So it was a fun read, short read, and it was really cool.
Very good. Okay, the next book I have is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This is finally the third book in the Kiss Question series. And what can I say? 5 stars. I loved it. Like, Helen Huang is like my I don't know, romance queen. I don't know, I adore her writing. So here we are following Anna, who is a violinist, and she has been struggling for months to kind of gain her motivation back to
start playing.
She was this kind of, had like a spark of stardom when she played something on YouTube, and that has caused serious anxiety for her, and she can't play because she constantly thinks that she's not doing it right. She constantly hears mistakes, and now she just like trying to handle this. At the same time, like while this is all going on, she finds out that she is on the spectrum, although she has been like undiagnosed for years and is struggling with a family who does not want to accept it and doesn't know how to approach this. They're constantly saying her, stop with your excuses. Although she is genuinely struggling and it's a really, really difficult time for her. And on top of that, she her dad unfortunately I think has a heart attack, and she has to take care of him with her sister and mom, and this is like all basically bunched up in this book. And then we have Kwan, who has recently recovered from cancer and is kind of dealing with, you know, losing kind of a part of his virility and yes.
I'm like, what does the word mean? I'm like, oh yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, and kind of coming back, you know, to have like a normal life without the disease and trying to kind of figure out what to do with his company. However, he is a part of the book, but for me, Anna was just like the focal point. She was, I felt so much for her. Like literally, I just. I couldn't stop feeling like the anxiety and the struggle she was dealing with, feeling hurt for her because her family didn't understand. Like it was a very emotional journey, and in the end, like there's like an acknowledgements part or something, and I read it, and I was not surprised when I read that because the author herself says this is her most autobiographical work, because the reason why the book was actually kept without publishing so long is because she was dealing with her own kind of disease, her own diagnosis. She was dealing with a parent who needed to be taken care of. So she has really put a lot of her own experiences in this, and I think it is truly felt throughout the book. So yeah, I absolutely adored it. It was beautiful. Their banter, their understanding of each other is beautiful. So yeah, definitely highly recommend everything by her. Just like, you know.
Okay. So the last book I'm going to talk about is another one from Riley Marie's video, and that's called Scream for Us by Molly Doyle. Basically, also another short holiday smut fest where Quinn basically goes to a holiday party, and there she meets this dude, and this dude has friends. And then they together have some adventures, and there is smut, there is murder, there is scary stuff because it's Halloween, and all of them are wearing masks.
Yes.
Like there's one is wearing a Michael Myers one. One is the Scream.
All of them are slashers.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was interesting. I was very interested to read the second one, but everyone was like, "Do not read the second one because the second one is very bad." But yeah, this was a very, very fun Halloween themed romance story. So yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
Good. Okay, so to end on a Halloween note, I read 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill, which is a short story collection. I don't know how many stories, but they're basically I think more like contemporary stories with either horror or paranormal elements, because I don't know, you have like a boy that gets kidnapped, stumbling upon a really grisly scene, which might
happen in real life. Yeah.
Yes. So there's more like, it's very, I think that's why it's called 20th Century Ghosts, because it's very in our time, but has just like this elements to it. They're horror-y. I took a long time reading this. I think it took me almost a month. And it's not that it wasn't interesting. I just, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't feeling horror-y. Maybe I expected more of the horror. But I did like three stories very much. The first one is The Black Phone, which is about a boy that gets kidnapped and is held in this basement by basically a serial kidnapper / murderer. And you have a phone that rings, although it is not actually that's my dog, so yeah. A phone phone that rings, but it's not actually plugged in, so that's where the kind of horror paranormal element comes in. Then we have Best New Horror, which is the story about a editor of a horror magazine who just can't seem to find, you know, like the best new horror. He has read everything, he has heard everything, so he goes to this, he gets a really creepy story, like the story in this, like the story within the story was like seriously creepy. I was like, why would anyone write this? That was just like too much. And he goes to find the author and kind of ends up in a kind of horror story himself. So that was cool. And finally we have My Father's Mask, which is a boy who is taken by his parents to like a house in the woods because they're running away from the card people. Card, like playing cards. People, and weird stuff happened to him there. And apparently, as you can see by the descriptions of this, I'm still on a I like horror involving children thing. So yeah,
that's cool.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, those are the books that we read in January. If you read any of the books that we have and you want to share your thoughts, please do down below in the comments.
Yes, please like, share, subscribe, press the bell button if you want to get notifications whenever we post new videos.
There are links in the description box. Did you say that?
No, I didn't.
Say that? Sorry. I zoned out for a second. I'm sorry. So there are links in the description box to some worldwide matters. So please do check them out. Yes. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.